Every week, we put together a list of 5 new release single-issue comic books that we're really excited about and think that they'll add great entertainment and or monetary value to your comics collection. I'm Paula, and this is our new Comic Book Day Top 5. Before we get into it, if you haven't already done so, it'd be great if you hit the old subscribe button. And if you enjoy our content, be sure to hit the bell, and if you could, leave us a thumbs up and a comment. We're giving away some really cool comic book prizes at the 250, 500, 1,000, and 2,000 subscriber marks, but we'll get into that a little later. So without further ado, here's about $20 to $25 worth of comic book awesomeness that you can get into this week. This week's number 5, Fearless number 1 of 3 from Marvel Comics. This book has a handful of things going on that I really like. First, you put Storm in a book, I'm reading it. Second, Kelly Thompson and Shannon Maguire have made fans of me with the runs on West Coast Avengers and Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, respectively. And third, have you seen that Jenny Friesen variant? I've never in my life wanted to cosplay as America Chavez, but Jenny, my dearest Jenny, you're making me seriously consider it with this gorgeous cover. Yasmin Putri's Captain Marvel cover is absolute hotness too. You really can't go wrong with these covers for this book. I've had a chance to read the preview for this, and I can tell you, Jessica Jones is another person popping up in the panels that I'm uber curious about. Oh, and I almost forgot, freaking Millie the model, guys. This is a Golden Age character who's only appeared in the main Marvel universe, maybe a half dozen times? Sue and Reed's Wedding, obviously, she's in Marvels. I think we have a Dazzler book with her in it. What if this is signaling a turn for this character? Could she become a hero in this issue? The book is called Fearless. This book could send the collector's market into a frenzy if it holds the origins of a new direction for Millie as a character. I'm super curious for this one. So, number 5 is Fearless, number 1 of 3 from Marvel Comics. So next up is the Glow Summer Special one-shot from IDW Publishing. Okay, so if you listen to Quick Flip's Indie Comics podcast, you know that I'm all in on the Glow comics. This one-shot pits Liberty Bell, Zoya, Nuke, and Ozone in a cage match, mimicking the real-world tension of the era. The Cold War has our characters living in perpetual fear. I can't wait to see how this book goes about unpacking some of the very heavy subject matter from this very tumultuous time in our culture. So our number 4 is the Glow Summer Special one-shot from IDW Publishing. Our number 3 this week is The Wicked and the Divine, number 44 from Image Comics. So I honestly thought I had more time to catch up on this series. When The Wicked and the Divine went on hiatus this spring, Brandon and I vowed to go back and get caught up on this book. I'm about a dozen issues deep. Brandon is a little behind me, so while I've got about 30 issues to go to get up to present, I couldn't leave it off this list. And while I'll be buying this issue to read in probably a month from now, those who are caught up have been aching for a new Wicked story for a full 3 months. And now number 44 is here. Additionally, if solicitation dates are to be believed, we're not getting another issue until September 4th. So if you're a fan of this series, treasure this issue and read it slowly, because this will be it until the fall. So this week's number 3 is The Wicked and the Divine, number 44 from Image Comics. Number 2 on our list is Justice League Dark, number 13 from DC Comics. Justice League Dark is just a straight up cool book. It's the kind of book that can make you pump your fist at high points and bend over in anguish when your heroes reach low points. This is the first issue of a new arc, so if you haven't been reading the series, here's a good jump on point. But I will also say that this next arc seems to be what we've been waiting for since the Witching Hour event wrapped up. What is Xerxes' plan? Presumably she has all of Hecate's powers now. And we know this is a Year of the Villain tie-in and that Lex Luthor is supposedly going to have something to offer her. Man, this book is so friggin' good. If this isn't on your pull list, rectify that immediately. You can thank me later. And with DC doing all the Year of the Villain cardstock covers, may I recommend picking up the super menacing, uber gorgeous Dan Quintana variant cover? Like, look at this thing. It's just a killer cover. It's $1 more because it's cardstock, but I really think it's worth it. So this week's number 2 pick is Justice League Dark, number 13 from DC Comics. Okay, so this week's number 1 is House of X, number 1 of 6 from Marvel Comics. Of course it is. It's arguably the biggest thing going on in mainstream comics right now. Now, many of you know that I've only been reading comics for about 3 or 4 years. I haven't read everything that Jonathan Hickman ever wrote, not even close. But from what I've read of his, he's batting 1,000. East of West is freaking awesome. Infinity was wicked. The 2015 Secret Wars, Molecule Man ate a cheeseburger that Miles had been keeping in his pants. Tell me you didn't laugh at that. Also wicked. Moving along. His Fantastic Four stuff is literally the only Fantastic Four I've ever read, and surprise, it's also wicked. If what he has planned for X-Men is anything less than a complete subversion of our expectations while still delivering a satisfying story that has a long-lasting impact on readers, it would be a very big surprise. Oh, and there's like a million variants for this thing. As someone who gets very lost in X-Men continuity, I'm overjoyed to have a hop-on point to something that my husband and I can geek out about together. I can't wait. So this week's number 1 is House of X, number 1 of 6 from Marvel Comics. There's a lot of things to consider when we make this list. Great stories, first appearances, low print runs, cool variants. Maybe it's a landmark issue or has cultural significance. Maybe it's just really freaking cool. No matter what kind of escape you're looking for, you can bet on finding it in a comic book nowadays. So get out to your local comic shop or hit us up at explodingearths.com and leap into some of the best stories around. That's it for this week. We'll see you again next week with another top 5 list, but until then, happy New Comic Book Day.